Welcome to Drinking in Utah. We are at an undisclosed location, and we're here with the guys, the founders of Simplicity Cocktails.
Woohoo!
Chad and Chris, welcome, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
might as well.
Right for it. Let's talk about why we're at this undisclosed location. Basically, we couldn't go to a bar to drink your product because there is, 1.8
8 ounces.
ounces
Yeah, 1.8 ounces, not 8 ounces.
in here. Now, it's 6% alcohol.
Correct.
So, how's this not working? What's the matter there?
So it's not the percentage,
Okay.
right? So we have 6%. You've obviously both have probably had beers that are north of 6%, right?
Today? Yes. At lunch.
Today, yeah. So it's how your alcohol is made, right? So you can either ferment to get alcohol, which most beers and malt beverages do, or you can ferment and then distill it to have a stronger alcohol. So the fact that we are a distilled alcohol, we have real vodka, real gin, real tequila in our products. That's what makes it the difference. Where we or anyone with a canned cocktail has rules that are fuzzy at best. What we've heard is that essentially the state and really the TTB, the federal government, views everything in this can, even though it's 6%, because we have alcohol in this can,
Spirits.
all of it is a spirit. It's here.
Have you guys talked to the DABC about changing that because it's clearly stupid?
DABC, interesting enough, there's multiple levels which we've learned in this process. The DABC are the enforcers and, for lack of a better term, bureaucrats, and I don't mean that in negative
That's true.
sense.
They're not making the
They're
rules,
actually,
right?
the
Right,
DABC
right.
has been extremely
Enforcing.
helpful.
Yeah.
They're
Totally.
great people. They're, if nothing else, overworked, but they're very helpful. They get a bad rap. Above that exists the commission, which is the intermediary between the legislatures and the DABC.
Yeah, they interpret. Right?
The commission, it's a body that sits there and tries to kind of interpret and enforce whatever the legislation is, and they have some trouble sometimes at interpreting the law, but this doesn't really fall into that either. Ultimately, it's the legislation, which basically just literally is a finger pointing to the TTB regulation.
Why not lower this to just 1.5?
Spirits are spirits, unfortunately. Again, it's that category.
And the flavor would
Yeah.
obviously change because the mix would be
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
right?
Well, we based everything off of flavor. So-
We did actually, we stuck to around 6% for the intent of, if you look at some of our branding, it'll be a lot more apparent soon, but on our website, you see little icons. It's like the bike, it's a canoe, it's camping, whatever.
Yeah.
And our product is geared towards somebody who's outdoors and active. And outdoors and active can mean the park, it can mean a concert, it can mean whatever, right? But if you've got something, a typical cocktail, if you do a gin and tonic, it's 50 mils of gin, 150 to 125 to 200 of tonic, which works out roughly at 13%. And that ends up to about 200 mils. You've got an extra 100 mils in this versus that. So if you actually carry that strength over, if you have 13%, you're knocking down 3 shots, 2.5 shots.
Yeah. Well, we talked earlier, and you were saying that you're going to take this out into the backcountry or something.
Totally.
You don't have ice to put in it to water it down or to cool it off or anything. So you've made it taste like it would if it had ice in it, which I thought was brilliant.
Absolutely, and that's what we're talking about, like the true ready to drink, right?
So let's go from how these are made, and where does the alcohol come from these and all that stuff.
So basically, when we were going through ideas, and we've got used to throwing out all the different business ideas and killing them, and then we land in this general direction of like a distillery, you realize it's really fucking expensive to start a distillery. Talking to Mark down at Den & Brick, he was 2 years, $2 million in before he turned his first product.
Yeah.
Again, business students, like that math doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got this
I'm not
ecosystem. Got this ecosystem drawn of what we want to do and trying to identify these different opportunities. And we're like, well, like I was traveling at the time and picking up different canned cocktails. Like I was in Australia a little while ago, and there's an entire wall like 10 feet tall and 20 feet wide of just different cocktails.
Is the U.S. behind on that too?
Hugely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Utah's a decade behind the
Did you
rest of the
say
states.
hugely?
Oh, fuck off.
I like it.
Oh, we're out. Fuck off. It's over. We're done.
It's supposed to end it before it starts.
Yeah, massively.
I stick with hugely. I like it.
It's a word.
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, we're quite a bit behind, but we were doing that, and I was bringing samples back, and just kind of like this was already part of our ecosystem we were going to do. This is gonna be like, stage 2, 3, whatever. And like, well, there's nothing here at the time. There's nothing here in Utah, and we were testing different things and. Both having like a homebrewing background, we had our cappers and bottles and all that shit. So we started making our own gin and tonics, and we're going to a Red Butte concert actually, and I capped some, and I'm sitting in the back, and I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. It wasn't consistent because it's deflating. We were using the soda stream to kind of carbonate it, etc. But like, there's so many other ways to do it. But the big tie back there to the brewing business plans is that like. Cans are it, and cans were it 6 years ago. And glass is heavy, it's wasteful.
Right.
Get as much of this. There's a structure in place. We can throw these in the recycle bin, and it's 100% infinitely recyclable. So it all kind of ties together. Plus, it's light. So if you're getting outdoors and doing that, boom, check. So we kind of migrated that way towards doing like the idea of canned cocktails, and then you kind of figure out, well, how do we do that, and like, what is the regulations for that? Who has canning lines. Canning lines pretty much only exist at breweries at this point, so we kind of looked around for a partner to do that with. The idea was shifting towards doing this as a way to get into business and avoid that 2 years, $2 million, like paying out before you actually get paid. So we looked around Utah, didn't really find anybody.
Weird.
Started looking outside, and we found a few partners. We ended up separating and going to another partner to help develop the recipe, and then we've got one partner that helps co-pack. So everything is our own design. It's just being co-packed somewhere else. And going back to that process of getting the distill licensing permit to be able to do this yourself, that's the next step. So now that we've got this in the market, we're going to take that next step and start finding something local so we can bring this in-house and have something. Roughly 30% of our bill of materials actually comes from Utah. So that's nice to have, but we want to actually bring it into Utah. And that's a 6-7 month process. We're hoping early next spring, maybe early summer, late spring rather, we'll have something here, but in the meantime, this is a good opportunity for us to get something that's very good out to the consumer.
So I have a 2-part question. First is,
part is this?
Ty Burrell supposed to be on this and not these guys?
Yeah.
No. Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Producer Dan, I don't know what happened, but
Fucked up again, boys.
yeah, next episode.
But also, I've had a couple of Moscow mules in a can kind of thing.
Sure.
And they all come across after about 3 or 4 sips with this like very fake flavor to them. Like, and I clearly have drank my fair share, so I don't have that. Like, I really do not enjoy them, but this is a different story. Is there a certain thing you guys are doing different with your flavorings than they're doing? I'm just...
I can't speak to what they're doing, but let's talk about what we have here. So,
Come on, throw me over the bus.
no, it's just, a few more of these. Our ingredients, the group that we worked with to come up with our products, the reason why we chose them, we went through a lot of people and we searched all over the country to find the right group to partner with. We partnered with our co-packer because they can make such a clean taste, such a clean base for us, right? That is minus all those congeners, what we were talking about before, like those off-putting flavors and the things that make you feel kind of maybe that you don't feel great at the end of the night, right?
Shitty.
So shitty.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I asked in advance that we're okay with cussing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that are confident about their product, but it doesn't necessarily come through in the end result. On this tour, we walked through in one room. It's like, oh, we're doing lime today, and he had a tote, like a tote's familiar with in brewing and distilling. You have this white plastic. It's basically the size of a pallet squared. So you'll see the rails around. It's white plastic. This is how they ship alcohol today. And so in that, you've got this like the top like 10 inches is just dark green, and that's where the lime's at. They just cut a shitload of limes, and it's separating, and that's where they get their flavor from. So the entire room just smelled of lime. Like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So we're excited. We're waiting for our first test, and we go back to the conference room and say, okay, here's our lime. Like, oh, this is actually like this is good lime. The crappy flavors you're talking about before, like the fake, like this. We had a few people we dealt with that we got samples like this is garbage. We're not going to call them back.
Jared, I just had a good idea.
What?
We should just get those contacts and have them send us stuff and be like, no, we don't want to do business with you, but we get a bunch of free alcohol.
Yeah.
Like we knew
It might suck,
I
but
heard your shit was shitty.
Yeah.
So
Prove it.
yeah, prove it. Like prove me wrong. Quick question for the vodka soda. I was
Yeah.
the most excited to try because, like I said, I'm a vodka girl at heart.
I saw it in your eyes.
Actually, this is what my wife is most excited about. Is
I just like looking through all of them. I've done.
She was part of the testing crew. Well, let's just say I had to take my samples first, right? I turn around and she's not a huge drinker. I turn around and it's like it's gone. I'm like,
Yep.
Where'd it go? She's like,
God, I hope she watches this. We did a lot of revisions on all of them. Again, we're beating the horse to death here, but we're gin guys, so our gin and tonic was 8 iterations. The vodka soda is actually just 2 because it's vodka and lime and soda, but the lime was fantastic. It's just a matter of how much lime comes in it. The margarita went back 4 or 5 times, and I think the Moscow's around 5 as well. So like we did multiple iterations going back and forth, and with the different flavors. And actually, that got back to something else. We all of our products are minus the tequila. That's a different story. We've got the gin, which is potato-based neutral spirit, this is actually the only potato-based gin and tonic we're aware of at all, full stop. And I think we're one of 2 potato-based Moscow mules that are available. So like it's a very clean spirit. It has a little bit more mouthfeel. When we were going through that process, picking our co-packer and defining our product, you can taste a bunch of different. We got a dozen different vodkas as well. You can taste the difference, and we think it comes through in that where you've got that. It's got a better mouthfeel. It's not thin, which is a really weird feeling if you're trying.
Are you familiar with what we talk about when we talk about mouthfeel?
No.
It's kind of the coating it leaves in your mouth. Right?
Okay.
So if you try different vodkas or any base spirit based off of like different sources, right? So you have like wheat, potato, corn, things like that. They're all going to have a different viscosity in your mouth.
Viscosity is the best way to put it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like think of a cheap wine versus like a full-bodied red.
The old Franzia versus.
I have a feeling you're a slap the bad guy.
Oh, no. I do, but it's the Boda style. I like being the Village Idiot of this because I've learned so much about stuff. Exactly. Yeah. And like, while I love vodka and I think in my own way, I don't know the technical terms. So it's good to know. Like viscosity, I just think of oil.
I like to think about when you guys are like, oh, we had to go through all these iterations of this and that. I'm like, yeah, that sounds terrible.
Hangovers suck.
Because you guys both have day jobs, which I was kind of surprised to find out about. I mean, they've accomplished more than I have.
I only work 4 days a week. Yeah.
Is the goal to not have those day jobs anymore and make this the day job?
Absolutely, at some point, yeah.
Is America behind the times with gin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could even argue that in the UK, it's saturated at this point. There's something like 5,000 gins available right now, and vast majority of them are in the UK.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we've got 150 between the 2 of us, and we've sampled north of probably 1,000.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
How many bottles do we have over here?
225, I think.
225.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The U.S. is still like, so when we started looking at doing and jumping ahead, how we got to this, we looked at doing gin, and what we found very quickly is that the U.S. market is intimidated by gin. And so I think in the UK, that's something it's part of their history. Here, not so much. So we were kind of seeing it as an odd thing. And vodka, other things took off. A lot more whiskey became American.
I was gonna say cowboys,
bourbon,
digs in, whiskey at the bar. That's
absolutely
what people think for sure.
So I think we're definitely kind of behind the curve. I think there's an opportunity. It's ripe.
I mean, you guys travel together a lot, but if there's a country, what's the best country alcohol-wise? Like, what's the best culture that you
Gin
experience?
or
Let's do both. Let's say the best one for gin, and then the best one, just period.
So I think we'd have to even break that even further. If you want to go have 1,000 different ways to have a gin and tonic, I'd go to Spain.
Really?
Absolutely. 100%. I'd go to Spain. And they serve it the correct way. They have the right glasses, and you know, every gin that they have on any place's menu has the right tonic, and they have the right garnish, and they serve it to you.
They pair it,
It's an experience.
So what's the holy grail of gin? You know, if there's a Pappy Van Winkle is the holy grail
Oh,
of
man.
whiskey, is there a and
No.
do you have it over there?
Yeah.
That's the important
So
part, right?
that's just it. I don't think there is, because gin is very personal in what you like, right? I will say the one gin I think that really had us jump off was Sacred Gin. It's a micro distillery in London. This guy actually does it out of a second kitchen in his basement, right?
Used to, yeah.
Yeah, he used to, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But Sacred really, I think, kind of took us over the edge and say, okay, gin's it. It's he has a unique distilling process. He uses different products. For example, say we have juniper. For those who like juniper, he'll make a specific gin that raises the juniper level. And then for each product, he'll take coriander, for example, is another one, and he has a coriander-based gin, and each one is incredible.
Does juniper grow kind of around the world? Is that why
That's just it, yeah.
That's it, huh?
Juniper grows in any climate, any environment whatsoever, so it's a...
We have quite a bit in Utah, actually, too.
Yeah.
There's roughly 20 species, if I remember correctly, but there's like 3 that are good for gin, and a lot of them are actually quasi-poisonous too. So most of what you get in Utah is poisonous. So you definitely wouldn't want to make that
Yeah.
rural.
Did they do that on purpose?
Exactly.
Should we play a game?
I think we should.
Let's do it. I like games.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a gin?
Sure.
There's like dry and there's sweet.
I probably would go more on the dry side.
Okay. That helps us out.
But my like gin and tonic, history is like, Bombay,
Yeah,
know,
okay, yeah.
Hendrix, like
We'll fix it.
big.
We're gonna correct you.
Okay.
You've seen, but we have a bigger correction that needs to happen.
Uh-oh. Oh no. This will be my first sip of gin in, I would venture to guess, 12 years.
12 years?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
No.
You don't want to share that experience? Okay.
It's very, very, very embarrassing. Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Everybody.
Thanks, Rebecca, for making them.
Yeah, thank you. The gin tonics, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
good. Yeah. Just refreshing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You should try it.
Please. Yeah, bring it on. This is probably how it started 12 years
So
ago.
what do you have? What do you have here?
All right, we said we were gonna play a game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
What are we doing?
Because there's 4 of us. Usually Jared comes up with the game, but we had producer Dan come up with this game.
Totally redeem
It's
yourself.
basically we're gonna call it the.
I'm not sure I like this.
The BFF game. Best friends forever game. It's newlywed game.
What is your partner most likely to be arrested for?
I think this is gonna be across the board.
I think it's good universal. I hope.
Public intox.
And
Oh, shit. Flipping smart cars.
Oh, that would have been good, actually. Yeah. Sorry.
To still an absolutely correct answer, public intoxication.
Yeah.
You're a bad partner.
If your partner passed out drunk in his neighbor's yard,
Oh, shit.
what was he drinking?
I'd be drinking gin.
Boom.
Gin.
Yeah.
But it's what he'd be drinking, right? I'm gonna go with Tito's vodka.
You were so close because I needed something to wash it down, and I went.
Smiley face.
That's a very happy guy.
Nobody can drink enough Coors Light in Utah to get passed out in the guy.
You walked into a hole-in-the-wall bar with your partner. They got no specialty, just a regular average shit bar. What's the first thing they order?
think I'm wrong with gin.
Oh,
Or Coors, but.
Coors. Corona Light.
Fuck.
Over 2 on one question.
Oh man, I don't. It's like I don't even know you.
Yeah. Total shit bar, you said.
Shit bar.
Okay, yeah, Coors Light.
Ah!
I don't want to go back to that well, but it's like.
I feel like you guys have been dating longer than you would admit.
Just a lot of hot romantic nights.
Son of a bitch.
It's so funny, it's like gin, Coors Light, gin.
If you and your partner would get married,
Oh,
where would you take
Perfect
her on your
world.
honeymoon?
I'm gonna say France. Where it all began. God. You wouldn't take me to France?
I would have guessed.
I said Scotland, but
Scotland.
I'm in.
more booze.
I'm gonna say Chicago.
Can I get a judge ruling on this?
Illinois
Did you
doesn't
say
count.
Midwest?
Illinois does not count.
No, it does. Can you be more specific?
White Sox game.
Really?
Shoot!
Bears game.
No, you said White Sox. It was a Bears game.
Soldier Field.
God!
I think you get the point. That's still really good.
I feel great about it.
You were miles away.
Friggin' sweetness on his shirt. He doesn't guess Bears first.
I agree.
And on that honeymoon, you stop and stop.
God, thank you. Sorry.
How many times in your partner's life has he been asked to leave a drinking establishment?
Ooh, boy. Who's the boy?
Good. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah. 1. Ooh, I said 4. Okay.
Oh, kicked out or never let in?
I like kicked out. I like asked to leave.
Oh, 0.
I was gonna say 0. 3. That's what I said.
Shit, come on, man.
So
Partner leaves a bar completely shit-faced.
Ooh.
Asks the Uber to stop at a drive-thru. What drive-thru if they stopped at?
I'll answer. I'll say like one of the like Alberto's or Rancheritos.
Stop there, please, sir. Alberto.
Oh! So he said one of two things. Either if there was a fast food peanut butter and jelly joint, or an Alberto's.
I had Del Taco.
God!
Alright.
It was Mexican.
How long has it been since
Whoa.
your partner
Oh boy.
threw up from booze?
Oh shit!
Good question.
God.
You're right down this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
Georgia's national championship game.
Specific.
The last Georgia game.
No, because we
Not
won.
the national.
We won way hard on that one. Yeah. But we're close though. Come on.
It was close. It was Georgia. It was Georgia.
What is Tuesday? Alex.
I said Tuesday.
Now that nonsense is over, the last part is our 6-pack of questions.
Okay.
So we ask everybody these same 6 questions.
The hose is going to open 6 beers or however many it takes.
Number 1 is, what is something that you love that everyone hates, or something that you hate that everyone loves?
I absolutely hate American Idol
Nice.
and shows like The Voice.
Yeah.
And American Idol.
I think if we
I
start.
feel like Coors.
I had a feeling that was coming. I literally I spiked it up to him knowing exactly what was about to happen.
Oh yeah.
Okay, question 2.
Okay.
First time you guys drank a little too much and the story behind it.
So the first time I drank is like the first time I had weed. And it was Everclear.
You went all in.
Everclear the first time I drank too.
Ooh, boy.
You literally just did that.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? You only turn 9 once.
Was it a party or friend's
mind.
basement?
Totally. It was a party at my friend's house, Ryan's house, and I think it might have been his first time drinking too. We drank a bit too much. We got a ride to the high school football game, and he promptly invited everyone at the high school football game back to his house.
Yes.
And then we hid in the basement for the rest of the night, hoping everyone would just go away who was on his front lawn, which was about 500 people.
Nice.
So.
It's like an 80s movie.
Seriously. It really was. It really was. It was like,
Mine also started at a football game, ended up at a church dance.
Going from wild to mild. All right.
Yeah, no, well, I was still wild for me.
All right, if you guys were gonna have a drink named after you, what would be in it?
Ooh.
I wonder.
I have no idea.
And what would it be called?
Well, gin, of course.
I'm
Right.
shocked by that.
The fuck you say?
I think I'd call the drink Chatty's My Daddy. Right?
My daddy. I like it. Gin and what?
Well, a gin and tonic and a special garnish.
So Chad actually got me into greyhounds, like vodka,
Nice.
grapefruit juice. Can't see the press back there, the long tool, like full bore went in. Don't laugh. I realized I said long tool. Anyways, a fresh grapefruit and a gin. Yeah, a good gin.
All right, next question. What is your favorite thing about Utah? And then your least favorite.
Least?
Favorite, it's the people ultimately. And really, you wouldn't say anywhere where it's not people. Bad people suck, but I'd say people and environment. You can be 30 minutes from almost any environment in the world. Like Great Salt Lake, mountains, sand, whatever. Least favorite, bureaucracy. The fresh wind.
Yeah.
I have to agree with them on the least favorite is our experience in bringing these products to market, the bureaucracy involved with that. Second, the mountains. I'm from the Midwest. We have 0 mountains.
All right, next question is, if you could have a drink with anyone alive or dead, who would it be?
Oh, god damn.
Jim Morrison.
Oh, that's a nice one, yeah.
I have to say my hero. I have to say, honestly, it would be Walter Payton.
Yeah.
I like.
Was that loaded? Did
No.
you play? That's
No,
You got something right there. Just rub it off.
Tomorrow morning, what's your go-to hangover beer?
Ooh.
More alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah, Pedialyte.
Yeah.
Pedialyte for sure.
Okay.
Make that soccer game.
All right, guys. Well, this is what we call last call. It's when you guys can plug whatever you have going on, which I think is going to be these things.
Well, obviously.
Where
Absolutely.
can people find these wonderful drinks?
Find these at the state liquor store near you, right? We're in 20 state liquor stores as of today, as of this recording. Hopefully by the time this comes out, there'll be quite a few more.
Is there anything people can do to like lean on the government
Yeah,
to
force the issue.
try to get these things in bars? Because I would love to go to a bar and have a nice cold one of these.
Write your congressman.
Okay.
It's like not your congressman, but yeah.
The best couple of things you can do is one, go ask your local liquor store if they can bring them in, ask about it,
Yep.
be vocal about it, right? The second part is like, yeah, just keep in touch with us, www.drinksimplicity.com. We're keeping that up to date every single day. So as soon as these hit the state shelves and they're in different bars and things like that, you'll be the first to know.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Join us next time. Our guest is going to be Dan. If you say Ty Burrell, is
It's Ty Burrell.
It's Ty Burrell?
Yeah.
Every time.
All right.
I love Modern Family.
We'll believe him sometime, but yeah, I don't know.